it's Amanda Taro.
And I'm Anita Heath.
And we are
Chelsea
Michelle. And if you've not read it yet, we've got our prequel novella that you can get for free. We will put a link to it in the description below. So you definitely want to be sure to do that. But we're not really talking about this today.
No, not today. Today this is part of our Mysteries We Sample segment. And we are going to be taking different mystery brands and trying them out. And so that's going to happen in two parts. Mm-hmm. The first part is a taste testing, and the second part is table talk. And so we're at a table, or it's a table talk episode, and we're talking Scooby Doo. Yes. All right. So if you haven't watched the episode Jeepers, It's the Creeper, that's what we're going to be talking about in detail. Spoilers allowed. So if you want to watch it first and then come back and join the conversation, go run and do that and come back. But all right, so just to kind of give a quick recap, and there is a part one to this where we talk about the brand in general. But my friend here has never seen Scooby Doo.
I was not allowed to watch Scooby Doo as a kid.
Never. Oh, she missed out so much. Like you missed you did. Take it back. You missed the pup named Scooby Doo era, which is where I grew up in the 80s. Kelly Martin voices one of.
Oh,
she voices
okay.
Daphne. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send you an episode.
I'd be tempted to watch that one.
Yeah. You'll have to. I will. I'll send you an episode. They are so stupid adorable in that, and it's definitely one of those love it or hate it. Like if you were born in the 60s and watched the original, you probably didn't like Pup Named Scooby Doo. But if you were born in the 80s, that was a lot of fun. And it was. But anyways, this time we were watching, and it's from the series Scooby Doo, Where Are You? And that's the original, starting from 1969. Jeepers, It's the Creeper was what we watched. And I think she loved it. She was laughing.
I was laughing. It was funny. It was so classic 70s era cartoon, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. So just we're going to kind of run through the episode and talk about all the different stuff that we liked and stuff that happened. So it starts off and there's a bank guard, and he's driving to the bank president's house. There's a tree down. He goes to investigate and apparently gets conked in the head.
Yeah. Because
the gang arrives.
And just like, this is the weirdest car crash we've ever seen. There's not a scratch on the outside, but the inside's all torn up.
Yep. And so they get a message from the bank guard, and he hands them a paper and says, what?
Something about the flame.
Yeah, the flame will tell the creeper.
Yeah.
And so they find the address to the bank president's house, and so they go to him with the bank teller, or not the bank guard, and hand him over and say, hey, this guy needs some help. And yeah, we kind of had this weird message. and he says,
and there's a blank paper. That's the thing. So like, there's a blank paper. What's up with that?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make any sense. And the bank president conveniently says, oh, I'll take care of him. Which, if you watch enough Mysteries, is code for I will take care of him. And so the gang leaves. They're going to a barn dance, which sounded like a lot of fun. And yeah, so what happens?
So then the creeper comes up and he turns off the lights. And so everyone, Freddy gets them all to go to the malt shop.
Yeah. And
then the creeper comes up saying paper, which, funny story, we're watching with closed captions because I watch movies best that way. And she has watched this for decades, and it's the first time that she realized that the creeper was actually calling out paper.
Yes.
Paper.
I thought he was saying creeper. I had no clue.
It does sound like it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So, I mean, yeah, if you've watched this 1,000 times, did you know he said paper? I thought he was just like moaning, creeper.
He's a very Frankenstein type of monster or whatever.
It makes sense to me. I mean, I want people to know my name.
Yeah.
No, it was, yeah, I had no idea. Paper. The entire time, that's all he says is paper. And I thought he was saying creeper.
Yeah. So he's running and he's chasing them to find the paper. And that's basically the entire movie.
Well, it is. And that's pretty classic for them. They stumble into clues and they check out some stuff. One of the funniest parts of this particular episode was they end up in a chicken house. And they're hiding, and Scooby is pretending to be a chicken, which the creeper totally falls for, and he walks away. And Scooby, because he was sitting on the nest, has hatched a baby chicken who now thinks that's his mother.
Yeah.
And so Scooby tries to correct him, and he barks to show that he's a dog. This is a chicken, and the chicken thinks he's a dog now too, and he barks. So then the chicken is following him everywhere, and barking.
And also getting them into more trouble because then
A little bit.
then the chicken's like, hey, I'm just going to go do my thing.
That is. And if you've watched the series, it definitely would put you in mind of Scrappy Doo. So there's some series later, because they basically every other year they reboot it and create something a little new. And it's Scooby with Scrappy Doo, and this is a little puppy who's absolutely obnoxious. And as you've noticed, they're chicken; they're afraid of everything. And so you have Scooby like wanting to hide, and you have Scrappy ready to fight. And so, those are a hoot. And the chicken definitely reminds me of a Scrappy.
That's funny.
Yeah. So let's see what else.
So my favorite, like I literally laughed out loud, was so you had the three. You had Shaggy and Scooby in the chicken house, and they're like, then they come up on the creeper and they're running from him or whatever, and then you have the other three, they're hiding behind trees, and Freddy's like, on the count of three, we're gonna tackle the creeper. He's coming our way. 1, 2, 3. Of course, they tackle Shaggy and Scooby, and so Shaggy's lying there, squished. He's like, well, I know who's on my back, but are you on my side?
Oh,
that
yes,
was
that was so cute, and he's got some of the best lines like throughout the entire series. I love it. Let's see what else happens.
Well, so they go into the cave.
Oh yeah.
So that would be the second suspect. The first suspect is the bank president, and the second suspect would be this cave dude that they find, and
yeah, he's a hermit. And he's making squirrel soup with pickled bat wings
and crab something roots.
Yeah, and Shaggy, he was eating chocolate and corn on the cob in the beginning of the episode, was like, nope, I'm on a strict squirrel-free diet.
Yeah,
I'm out of here. And it's funny because he wanted them to stay and eat, and they were totally freaked out by him.
Yeah,
and they left.
And Freddy was like, I know that's the creeper.
I wonder what made him think that was the creeper.
Well, they were following footprints there.
That's true.
They were following footprints there.
So and they just assumed those footprints had to be the creeper.
Yeah, that was error in their judgment.
Right. So what they call the sheriff, because now they think they know who the creeper is, because it's the hermit, or so they thought, and they end up.
No, they didn't call him until after the haystack, didn't they?
I don't know. I think they were intending to at least. So.
Yeah.
I don't really know when they called, or how they would have called. They have no
All right,
cell phone.
exactly.
Yeah, so they probably should have called when they got to the malt shops. I'm not sure how they got that information.
Yeah, because then they go to the malt shop, and the creeper's in their van, and then he chases them again, and that's where the final climax is. That Scooby bails them all up, and hey.
Literally.
And so they're all stuck there, and Scooby rips off the mask.
Yeah.
And that's when you find out.
Which is totally iconic. Like every episode is ripping off the mask.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where you see the little graphics and stuff.
I have seen some of them. Yes.
Yeah. And so of course we find out it is the bank president. Mm-hmm. And it's been an inside job the whole time.
Which I suspected whenever he's like, they have the creeper and he can go through walls or whatever. I'm like, it's an inside job.
Yeah.
Definitely an inside job.
And I think it's really neat too, like the guard didn't clue him in on what he was doing. He put the camera there because he must have suspected an inside job. But apparently he didn't suspect the bank president because he didn't.
Unless he was going to confront him.
I guess he could have been. He could have been. Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder, like, what would he have done? Because why didn't he call the police?
Yeah.
Did he know, I wonder? Or did he just have the proof and he was intending to?
I don't know, because he told him that the flame would which is what was.
Yeah, and they found negatives that were torn up in the car. So I think the bank president had found proof and was trying to destroy it. Mm-hmm. So maybe the guard didn't look at it. Maybe he just had it. Because, it brings up the question, like, would he be trying to blackmail him?
Yeah.
Why would he approach him? And I don't think he was trying to.
Not in Scooby Doo. He's not that. If
It
was another mystery, yes, maybe, but not Scooby Doo. I'm getting the jive.
But yeah, so well, to come to find out, the bank president had tied up the guard, and the sheriff did know about it. So I'm not sure exactly when that conversation took place.
Yeah.
I don't think that was ever told to us. But they found the guard tied up in the president's basement, and the president's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the character, like, the creeper is the same size as the president. So, like, they're very much large men, especially compared to the hermit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and then you would have to discuss, like, what's the motive of the hermit?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely. Well, and they thought maybe the hermit was a disguise itself.
That's right. I was like, no, I would have flipped it and said the hermit was a real person and the creeper was a disguise. But yeah. So you can get these and go way deeper than what they intended you to go.
Apparently. I don't think they meant for any of that.
Right.
But anyway, let's see. Was there anything else that happened?
I think that was primarily.
Did they even end up in the wall shop? In the end?
They might have ended up driving there, like in the car or whatever, talking about it. But I don't think it showed a scene with. And then you gotta think about all these other classmates or whatever. They just did not wonder, why didn't these 4 ever show up?
They're just too busy partying. They weren't not worried about anybody. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. So actually, like, these are really good foundational, like, mysteries. Like, you totally take them and you go very far with them if you're adding more depth and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can definitely take a seed of concept and run with it.
Right.
I feel like we've done that somewhere, but I think it's just because after you watch so many mysteries, like, things do begin to click. Like, you know what? There was this idea, there was this concept of such and such, and how to just completely alter that and run with it. So it's cool. But all right, well, if you've watched the episode, join in the discussion. Let us know some of your favorite parts, your favorite lines, or just some of your thoughts along the way. Yeah, that's it. We're definitely going to come back with more mysteries we sample. Do we want to tell them what mystery we sample is coming up next?
Yeah, we'll tell them, and then if y'all have any you want us to do, let us know.
Yes, do that. So the next brand that we'll be sampling is another favorite of mine, Matlock. Matlock, yes! Oh my goodness, and she hasn't watched this either, and I can't wait.
Nope.
Yeah, so we're going to be sampling Matlock, and we'll definitely be coming back semi-regularly. But we're looking to sample clean mysteries, both movies, TV shows, books. We'll definitely dive into books and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Some that we've both enjoyed and some that we haven't touched.
I believe I've read more than you have.
I think so.
Probably on the suspense mystery side.
Yeah. And yeah, so we're looking forward to just diving in. And all right.
Yeah. So give us your recommendations and stay tuned for more.
All right. See y'all later. Bye.